It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Just a second, folks. I'll be right with you. I'm writing my resolutions out for 2014. I will exercise every day for 1 hour. I will make sure I eat 3 meals a day, not too much fatty stuff. I could just go on with my resolutions here. In fact, I just did 30 push-ups because my guest today is Joe Stanavage, who is the fitness supervisor at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center in Hazleton. And I want to make sure, Joe, that you saw me do the 30 push-ups, how great I am, right? Plus, I'm doing my resolutions here, okay?
Correct, yeah.
Because we're going to talk about resolutions today for 2014, right? And you're the guru of getting people, or you did a great job with Ann, okay?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're on the girls more than I. You know, my wife hasn't put me on the girls yet.
We have to work something out, I guess.
We got to start the Janine and my daughter and my wife. They haven't put me on the girls.
We'll get on them today.
You're on all over the place. You and Ann are all over the place. Hey, seriously, there are a lot of things happening, and we're, the New Year resolutions and people who are going to make New Year resolutions. Tell me something, Joe. What are some of the most common? I know I was writing something. Maybe it would be a good thing. Exercise.
I like what you're starting with. Absolutely.
Yeah. What are some of the most common health and wellness New Year resolutions that you hear from people?
For the most part, you get a lot of I'm going to join the gym, which is a good start. Starting by joining a gym, but then sticking with it. So your next thing would be like, I'm going to go 3 times a week, like you were saying, or I'm going to make sure I'm following my diet as I'm at the gym. So they're most common ones for the most part for someone that's just starting this.
All right. So I think what happens, and from what I'm speaking to so many people throughout the years, reasonable resolutions. All right, because that's what happens. I mean, everybody gets excited about after the holidays, I'm going to join the gym.
Sure.
I'm going to do my exercises. I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they're all excited. And they're going like crazy for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, they fall back on track. And then they get depressed, et cetera, et cetera. So what advice do you have for people that are thinking of setting? Now, first of all, I think joining the Wellness Center would be absolutely fabulous. I want to talk a little bit about what happens up there, but what kind of reasonable things should we be looking at?
Reasonable things, you want to do something that's, good for yourself, good for the body. You don't want to overdo it, of course. You don't want to say you're going to jump on a treadmill and start running. Obviously start by walking. I wouldn't even put on an incline, just walk flat for the most part. And then maybe start lightly with the weights. Don't overwhelm yourself by, a lot of people say you put on a lot of weight, push a lot of weight. You want to be able to move that weight, not necessarily just push that weight, because you might hurt yourself, hurt your muscles in the wrong way.
Well, that's where you come into the picture. So what I would advise is that when someone comes, if they want to go to start at the Hazleton Wellness Center, all right, do an assessment.
Right, correct.
Okay,
evaluation.
Evaluation, I'm sorry.
So
what is that evaluation? What do you do?
Well, the evaluation process, basically, we meet you at the door, walk in for the most part. You set up an appointment, of course, and then we go back. We'll take your blood pressure readings, make sure you're okay on that end. Then we'll step onto a scale. And from there, we ask you questions, more about the person in general. Have you been doing this stuff before? If you have been doing this, why is it failing for you? What's the reason behind it? Simple couple measurements for the most part, just to get a background check. It's a good starting point, especially for those that are starting their healthy resolution for the new year. And then from there, we set you up actually 2 personal training appointments. So we're not just that type of gym that you walk in and say, hey, go for it. You know what I mean? We want to make sure you're comfortable with your program. And if you do need a program set up, it's not a problem. Just ask us.
So most people have weight problems. Okay, that's what happens. They want to lose some weight. I was fortunate that the last month or two I was able to shed 14 pounds off my body. Okay, thanks to my wife Debbie giving me the ins and outs. Okay. But when you follow that, and I set a goal. It wasn't going to happen in a week or 2 weeks. Okay, it was going to happen over 2 months, and I feel comfortable with that 14, 15 pounds off me. Okay, I could probably shed another 10 pounds. Problem with short people is when they lose weight,
I have the same issue.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Same issue.
Tall people, I hate them
Yeah.
because they could gain 10, 15 pounds.
Correct.
You wouldn't see it. But I think it's important then, Joseph, right? If they're coming in, getting that evaluation,
Right.
so you're on the right track, and then how do I keep that going?
Well, you keep that going by, learning the stuff that we have taught you for the most part. One thing great about the staff, all the staff at the Wellness Center, all my coworkers, we make sure that if your program is failing, we're there for you. We don't sit in the back in the corner. We're out there on the floor. We're out there behind the desk. You can come up to us, talk to us. We have refresher programs. So after the 2 personal training sessions, you get a refresher. And then we ask you, 6 months, let's do something again to pick it up again. And then obviously a 12-month, if you make it, hopefully you make it that far, and we like to do something for you again. And that'll be another personal training session for the most part.
I also think it has to be fun. I also think it has to be enjoyable. I don't think if you have to get up and say, oh, I got to go there, I hate going there, etc. That sets your mind, I think, and gives you a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Am I correct?
Correct. And that's what we have a buddy system. And that buddy system is you and a partner, or you and 3 people, or 4 people, or 5. You set up, you come together, and we work you out for the most part. And it's a little bit more personal training. We get in detail with it. But that way you're a group, you're like your friends coming to a gym, you have a reason to go to the gym because you don't want to turn down your friend for coming. So it's like an incentive in the long run,
I know I'm playing the show around Christmas time, and we'll be playing this in January as well. The people that, are the holidays come around, and no matter what nationality you are or whatever, you have certain foods that you want to eat, etc. Maybe a couple people are going to different parties and drinking a little bit more. Sure. I heard Amy the other day on our news mention about, look, the word moderation is important. Don't deprive yourself from what you eat, but just don't eat, half a pie, okay, right. or whatever. Correct?
Yeah, you don't want to indulge yourself. Take a little cut here, a little there, and if you say you take away something from you, in the back of your head, you're already thinking you want that. So don't do that to yourself. Absolutely not.
I think everyone who has been successful in losing weight, Joe, right. Correct me if I'm wrong, has done things in moderation. If someone likes to have a dessert, don't have the full cake. I mean, right. I was eating a chocolate piece of cake one day, and I happened to look at the box. And I said, Debbie, this is 735 calories. It was a chocolate cake. I said, 730, are you kidding? Yeah, so maybe I could just have a little piece of that. Yeah. Is that correct?
Sure, absolutely.
So what are some of the biggest obstacles you find that people have?
Obstacles, obviously, if personal issues, whether it be back pains or knee pains or different things that have kept people away from the gyms, that thinking that they're going to end up hurting themselves in the long run. Believe it or not, I have seen and talked to people that had these pains when they first started their evaluation. That's why we ask you to go to the evaluation. And they'll come back up to me, wow, my back feels good. I was like, well, you're doing something, right? Let's keep it going. Maybe let me take a look at your program, see if I can add anything to it. So obstacles, I would definitely say personal stuff. Even like, work, I'm so tired, or the kids are keeping me up all night long, or we did too many opening up the gifts. I really don't feel like going to the gym. There are different obstacles. I see people giving excuses, but you just want to make time. You make time for everything else. You want to make time for the gym if you can.
Do you feel it's important, Joe, no matter what age you are, particularly when you get up in the middle age and, if you're 50s or 60s, that you should be moving, correct, doing things?
Yeah. Our bodies are meant to move, and that was one thing going through school. They always tell you, kinesiology, that would be my degree, movement science. Your body is just meant to do this type of stuff. And if you keep on it and you start now, it's only going to get easier. Sure, you're going to have more pains and this and that, but it's going to help you out in that long run. Maybe diminish those pains a little bit or slow down that aging process.
So I'm at home, maybe, I can't get to the wellness center, okay? Even if it's one day a week, just getting there and starting getting some good things that you can do at home. When I come after the break, I want you to give some hints as to what we could do at home to keep moving, and also our diets and being able to stay fit. Folks, I'm talking to Joe Stanavage. He is the fitness supervisor at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center, and his phone number, folks, give him a call, 570-501-6750. That's 501-6750. Reason for that is, Joe, I saw you on the show. I'd like to start a program. What do I have to do here? I'd be more than happy to give you the information. Am I correct, Joe?
Correct, absolutely.
Now, if you're a fan of Facebook, you want to go to Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, correct, Leanne? That's Greater Hazleton Health Alliance. This is all stuff that you can learn. It's a lot of good stuff that they have. We come back after the break. We'll talk about what we can do at home to stay fit, stay healthy. Most importantly, staying healthy. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, you can watch any of our programs, particularly our health programs, at 24/7 on ssptv.com. My email is sam@ssptv.com. And if you, my guest today is Joe Stanavage from the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center. We're talking about staying fit, and making sure that we're healthy. But if you could also go on Facebook, just a fan of Facebook, it's Greater Hazleton Health Alliance. I just did another 20 push-ups during the break, and now it's up to 50 push-ups. And you didn't do one yet, okay? I'm very disappointed in you. I want you in my office after this. You're going to do at least 50 push-ups before we leave today.
We'll finish it. We'll be
I can't do push-ups. I don't know why I can't. I just cannot do a push-up.
Well, that's a,
What is that?
And push-ups are very tough on the body. I mean, because of the fact you're taking your whole body off the ground and you're trying to force a couple 10, 15 out of you. But there's easier ways to do a push-up, believe it or not. That
Jack Palance used to do one arm.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And on his fingertips.
Yes, that's something. I don't even know if I could do that.
Yeah. So is there an easier way to do that? What's the benefit? How do you benefit from doing
push-ups? I mean, I can get into detail with it, but I'll make it.
I don't want an hour show. Just give me 30 seconds.
More or less, it's good for the chest, posture type exercise for you to build up your chest area. Parents are always telling you sit up nice and tall, sit up nice and tall. Well, you want to have a nice chest to back that up. So on top of the chest, it's your shoulders, your arms, and it gets your heart rate up, believe it or not, just because it's a stressful exercise. But you can do easier push-ups, and that could be by getting on your knees or doing it on your knees. You can even do it up against the wall. You can stand there and do a push-up. You can get on a ball and do a push-up. And a lot of people think the ball's harder. Believe it or not, it takes your body, it takes your center of gravity of body, and it just spaces it out, so it makes it a little bit easier for you.
So, Joe, let me ask you a question. Around this time, the holiday time, particularly after the first of the year, you're going to see all these exercise commercials. The stairs, the stair lift, or whatever, Stairmasters, and all of this stuff. And I think it's all good. However, the only thing that I get nervous about is that people who have never exercised, all right, and they see a person who lost 40, 50 pounds, and it's, they can get it to the home, it's easy payments, etc., which is fine. But I really would think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it would be better for them to go to the Hazleton Health, get an evaluation, because you may overdo it. You may do more harm than good sometimes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, for the most part, like I said before about our staff, we have a wonderful staff. We're all educated in this stuff. I've been doing this all my life for the most part, between sports, school, and whatnot, and same with my coworkers. Coming to our facility, you're able to, you do different things, not do the same old thing at home. It might work for that first month or two, but then you'll start realizing your body's changing in a good way. And you're able to do more activities. And, coming to the facility, we have a variety of different classes, personal training sessions, machines that you can hop on and do.
All right, I'm going to get to the tips in a minute about people getting on. But here's what I find. Sometimes a person could be reluctant. They know they have to do that. And they come in very, maybe, I would use the word blah the first time, okay? Right. They're not like, they're very maybe serious, and they're going, okay. And I find out that once they start a program, and all of a sudden they're smiling, they're happy, they're laughing. I mean, I come there and I see all the guys and women that go there at the health center. I know half of them, and they're smiling, and But the first time was like apprehensive, correct?
Oh yeah, I still remember the day this one lady came to me and said, I didn't want to get out of my car. I was too scared to get out of my car and come in. I said, why would you do that? What's the point? She said, I didn't know who I was going to meet, and she met us. She walked right in the door. She looked at me, and I had a smile on my face. I said, how you doing?
Well, you're always smiling.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But my mom told me that.
Leanne says you're not smiling all the time. I don't care.
My mom always used to say that.
Which is a good thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably blushing right now, too, as we're talking about. But anyway, she came in, she saw me, we introduced each other. I said, you must be my new appointment, or my next appointment, because you look confused. I said, well, how can I help you? Let's start by that. She introduced herself, blah, 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 and from there on now, she's down maybe a good majority of her weight, maybe 90 pounds, I think she's at. So.
And here's another thing, okay? Here is another thing. People are embarrassed. you know, when you go to health centers sometimes, a workout center, you know, you see all these people that, not all, but they're in good shape, they're, you know, and women particularly get intimidated, all right? Some men, they could care less, okay? Men, they have the big belly. I'm going to get rid of the belly. They don't. But women, sometimes, if you're a little bit, and that, they shouldn't be that. I know it's easy to say, and you know, you shouldn't be that way.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, exercise is not for everyone, correct. I understand that. But if you do a little bits here and there, you might, you know, get into that groove, and you might feel comfortable with yourself and comfortable with your body a little bit at a time. And at the Wellness Center, I truly believe that we don't judge. We never judge. We you know, it's not in our job description to judge. We take you in from what you are, and we try to help you out.
Does Art McCormick still come up there?
Art McCormick is still there.
He's 92 years old. And God bless him. His attitude is fantastic.
He's probably watching right now.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He really is.
He is.
And he is such an advocate. He advocates the going to the well. And he's 92. 92. And he's doing great. God bless
absolutely. He still does his, I call them upside down cakes. He still does them, gets on his back, you know, twists his legs and stuff. And it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I said to him, I hate you. I said, why? Because you do all that stuff and I don't do half of that stuff. All right, now I'm at home. Okay, I really don't have the facility, or I can't get to the wellness center. Yeah. I don't want to, you know, weather's not that good, whatever. What are some things we can do around the house?
Oh, well, I'm sure you have a stairs, you know, nice, I don't know how, if you have 1 floor, 2 floor, whatever it is, but if you go up and down the steps a couple times here and there, that's exercise. Walk into your refrigerator a couple times, that's exercise. Getting on the floor, maybe doing a plank, or maybe doing a simple crunch, that's exercise also. There's a variety of different things you can do. I mean, I go to the internet a lot for a lot of stuff too, believe it or not.
All right, so I'm at home, okay, and I live in an apartment, okay, or I have steps. It doesn't mean that I'm running up and down the steps.
Right.
You mean that you go up there, walk up the steps, and then maybe come down the steps, do a couple, walk them. If you do that maybe 5 or 6 times a day throughout the day, you're doing you're moving your body. All right, if I don't have steps, okay, and I'm in a flat single ranch type home, okay, what do I do?
Well, you can obviously walk back and forth. Maybe if you have some boxes or something like that, you can stand, lift up boxes, maybe walk with the box, and that's, you know, little things like that can help you out.
How about stretches and stuff like that?
Stretches are a big thing. I mean, flexibility is a key component to exercise, and just by doing simple stretches is exercise. You might break a sweat from doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, so in other words, if you're raising my arms or doing the stretches, doing the twists, instead of sitting down there for 3-4 hours watching the Sam Lesante show, stand up and watch the Sam Lesante show. Really, yeah, see, I got that in there.
And, we also give those in the evaluation too. We do give those stretches out to you, so you can do that stuff at home. Also at the gym, also too.
So the resolutions. Okay. Now the most important thing is, I would say, hopefully you will agree with me, make it a reasonable resolution.
Start small.
Start small. So if you say I'm going to exercise every day, forget about it. You know, just say, look, I'll get a couple times in a week. I'm going to cut down on this. If you're a smoker, please quit smoking. I mean, don't you get nervous when I get so upset when I see people smoking? And a good friend of mine, Dr. Moylan from the Simon Kramer thing, Dave's told me stories with people that young people in their teenage 20s, 30s, 40s. And you know what happens? They keep smoking, and then when something happens, it's, oh my God, this is terrible.
Yeah, and I love the people that do say, I quit smoking, I put on so much weight, it's all because I quit smoking. It's habits, you know, it's different things that you do on top of the smoking, and if just by decreasing something doesn't mean, you know, you're going to put on a lot of weight just because of that fact, but it is a key thing. If you keep on smoking, you're not, it's going to put you down, you know.
When we come after the break, I want to talk about stress, all right? I had Dr. Berger, Dave Berger, who is a medical psychiatrist. The show is running currently. I don't know if I'll probably run in January as well. But he talked about the psychological part and the mental part. However, we're going to talk about something of how we can relieve some of our stress, because that's why people go smoking the cigarettes, okay, not that other stuff that, you know. Folks, I'm talking to Joe Stanavage, who is the fitness supervisor of the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center. Maybe I'll try a couple push-ups during the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. We're speaking to Joe Stanavage. You know, Joe, he was on the girls a zillion times, except me, I haven't been on the girls. I have to talk to my wife and to my daughter about that. But Joe is the fitness supervisor at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center, and he's talking about, you know, resolutions, make them reasonable. Okay, people do things for obvious reasons, okay? People smoke because they have problems or stress. People drink excessively because they have all things, okay? How do you, you know, how do you relieve some of the stress?
For the most part, I mean, I know I'm going back to this, but by going to the gym, for the most part, your endorphins are coming down. You know, you're firing off different things in the body, and more or less, it's relieving everything that you went through that day. And then maybe that can stop you from taking that cigarette out of your pocket, or I don't know, grabbing a beer or something like that. But you focus on that, going to the gym, and just get your mind off things for the most part.
Okay, so what are some of the programs? There's a lot of programs that are at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center. Phone number, folks, give them a call, 501-6750. That's 570-501-6750. You got to give Joe a call and get yourself in some kind of program. What are some of the other programs you have that offer?
Well, briefly talking about them, we offer anything from kids all the way up. We have a junior circuit program for young kids to get involved. We have a kids weight management you can get involved doing different personal training sessions with us, meeting a nutritionist there. You have weight management program. We have the Alliance Weight Management Program. It's a medical-based Alliance Weight Management. So, you know, if you need to see the doctor on top of it, we have that doctor that you can come and talk to. And then we have personal training. We have group exercise, and we're expanding our group exercise classes, which I'm really happy about. We just hired a new instructor, and she's really, you know, getting it going out there for us. You know, and then simple product. We have cardiac rehab programs, so someone that's having heart issues, they can come out and see us. I know doctors do recommend if they're, you know, having heart problems or something like that, you can get in our cardiac phase 3, and we can start you up that route. So there's simple.
There's a lot of programs.
Oh, definitely.
We were talking before about, I said Dr. Dave Berger. It's actually Dr. Matthew Berger, who is a medical psychiatrist, and he was indicating the wintertime is, you know, because it's dark, et cetera. One of the things I think we discussed was the fact about getting involved in you know, like Leanne, we were just talking to break, where when you go to it becomes family. It's like, you know, hey, how you doing?
Support group.
Yeah, support group.
Absolutely.
I think that's important.
Sometimes, and even at our 9 o'clock crew, I believe it or not, I like to talk about them. They come in, and all they do is just talk. They might walk for 10, 15 minutes. They'll see a girl here, a girl there. They'll go up and talk. And it's that support, that family atmosphere that we like to provide. Absolutely.
You know what I'd like to have? If you have maybe 3 or 4 of the people who've been coming up there, okay? And if it's okay with you, I'd like to have them on the show.
Sure.
And you know what? I'd like to talk about when they first decided. They were undecided. They were nervous. They were whatever.
Yeah.
And they could tell their own stories. So people that like testimonials, people like to hear from that. Like if you watch The Biggest Loser and you see when they start and where they end, wow, there's some great things happening, and it's a little at a time, okay? Do you have programs? Do you have weight loss programs?
Weight loss I mean, for any age group, even if you're, you know, 50 and above, and you're trying to lose, you know, 10 to 15 for a wedding, you know, or something like that, come to us. You know, absolutely, we can get you on a weight loss program.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Now, here again, just to review, for people who are making the resolutions, okay, in order to stick to them, what do they need to do?
Oh, start small. Start small and keep on keeping on, you know. But if you make that real big, that big goal, it's not really going to happen. I mean, it might happen, but you want to start small and increase from there.
And at home, walk up and down those steps.
Yep.
You know, walk around, stretch. Don't sit down all the time.
Get on the ground, do a push-up.
The push-up, well, yeah, you're gonna have to teach me to do a push-up because I'm telling you, my
work
brain
on
is
it.
lean though. I'll tell you that right now. My brain's lean. Okay?
We'll work on it.
Some people said I don't have brains, but hey, Joe, it's always nice seeing
Thank
you,
you.
and you really did a great job at Annie.
Thank
okay,
you.
did
Thank
a
you.
great
I
job.
appreciate
All you people
More
up there
work
doing.
to be done, as I say.
Yeah,
all the time.
but all these people. Folks, Joe Stanavage from the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center. Once again, it's just part of the health system we have in the greater Hazleton area right now. And as you know, folks, it's getting super better. in January, a lot of great things happening, and you'll understand why things are, you all know about the merger, and it's going to be a great opportunity. It's super positive. I was always excited about healthcare. I'm super excited now. And remember, our nurses, our aides, our doctors out there, folks in the hospitals, in the wellness centers, they're all trying to do their best. So if you can give them a break once in a while, give them a break. They really they need it. They really do. Well, Joe, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Sam.
And get in touch with Joe, 570-501-6750. Make those resolutions, small. If you're listening to the show in January, get to the fitness center and enjoy yourself. We'll see you next time.